What is going on, guys, and welcome to another FIFA video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can grind the new Kylian Mbappe SBC Player of the Month card that's come out. If you haven't seen it, it's 11 squads. It's a 94 rated card that looks insane, and obviously there's some high rated squads in here such as an 89s, 88s, 87s, etc. But I'd imagine if you're doing a league SBC grind, you can probably you've got 30 days to do this, obviously, so you've got a lot of time. So what I would do is obviously just slow grind it through rivals, through player picks that come out. Just make sure you're doing them properly. Now, obviously, I can tell you how you can do that. And if you want me to, I can do a series on this whole grind, how I'm doing it from literally from now till to the end and where we're at with the coins. If that's like a series that you'd like to see, then obviously let me know in the comments below. Happy to do that. It'll be a fun grind to me, and it'll actually allow me to do something as a bit of a series again, since obviously Team of the Year is now done. So that'd be good fun. But obviously the ones that you might struggle with would be the 89 rated squads. They're about 200 to 300,000 coins, probably, if not maybe more. So what I recommend in these squads obviously is you're going to get some 50k packs that are tradable as well, so you never know, you might get something. But I would go into your club and have a look at some of your high rated cards, maybe SBC cards that you don't really use anymore, cards that you're happy to get rid of. So obviously for me, I'll have a look here. I'll put in a few players that I potentially would happily get rid of. Now you might think I'm stupid, but Ruben Diaz just never plays to me. So an 87 rated card, I'm really tempted just to get rid of because he just doesn't fit in any of my squads. I've got Sergio Ramos and Varane now, and I just prefer them completely. I'm not that big fan of this Ruben Diaz card, so a 97 rated card for me would dramatically bring the price down. You then got cards like Kane here, which I think I'd keep, to be honest with you. Just trying to look through here. So maybe that player element Benzema, perhaps, I would be happy to put in because obviously you've had him since the start. But at the same time, I think I would like to keep him. Obviously, I want to keep Grealish and Neymar. I mean, Grealish could probably go, but at the same time, I'm not that worried. Someone like Pedro Porro could I definitely go in. Pele would probably go in, maybe. This Charisma card I crafted really cheaply, so maybe he would go in. Chukwueze maybe, Banza. So there's a lot of 88 rated cards that you've picked up throughout the year that we could definitely use. There's Torreira here, could definitely use. So what I would do is go for your club, especially for the high rated squads first of all, to complete the SPC, and just basically put in a load of cards that you just no longer need to use or want to use. And obviously check your gold cards as well. You might have some fodder in there. I actually don't know what I have, but let's have a look. So in terms of actually goal players, we've got a few players here. So we obviously could put in our 91 Mbappe in this high rated squad if you wanted to. And then we've got Suarez, Verratti, Thiago, a few 85s and 4s here. So I think the 84s, 85s and 86s are pretty reasonably easy to pick up. Obviously got 30 days, so you can just slow grind it, and anything that you get tradable and duplicates or whatever, you can decide where you want to put stuff. But that's obviously the basics. That's how I would start doing. You want to do the high rated squads first and work your way down. And if you want to spend some coins in it, I may do that if I'm running out of cards that I don't want to put in. I may use some coins, but at the same time, I don't think there's any need to. You've got 30 days to do this, so you're not in a big rush to do them. So it's obviously a nice thing to be able to do. So obviously the reason why I'm doing Mbappe is his 94 rated card would go perfect in this spot, and we'd finally get rid of all our gold cards in our squad, and he links perfectly in my team, and it's just a big player for me in terms of my current team, so his 94 rated card would be insane. Now obviously when you're doing stuff, you've got a lot of the swaps tokens that you can work towards. So if you're picking up any of these birthday tokens, recommend doing the 86 times 7. That'll give you some high rated players. You've then obviously got the icon swaps, so it might be worth taking some of the packs if you've not taken yours already, and doing them. Then obviously you've got the league SBC method, which if you see my videos before, I would just grind one lower league, bid on the players at as minimal cost as possible, so your 150, your 200s, getting the players, and then obviously filling up your club with the golds, etc., while opening packs and potentially getting some fodder that you can use. And then at the same time, doing these 81 player picks while you've got time. It's only 21 hours from the time I'm recording this, but next week there'll be other player picks or upgrade packs, etc., for you to be able to use. So it may be worth taking advantage of them. I also recommend staying away from some of these 85 triple upgrades. I just don't think they're worth value for money. Obviously, you may get a couple of good cards in it, but if you concentrate on one card that you want, which is obviously Mbappe, you want to be staying away from that. Same with the prime icons, mid icons. You really want to concentrate on one SBC. And then it brings me to marquee matchups, where obviously I definitely recommend completing marquee matchups. Definitely something that you want to be doing, because obviously they're normally really easy to complete. You will probably have the players in your club, and you'll be able to get some packs which potentially give you tradable cards which you can sell on, get you some informs, get you some potential coins that you want. Now, obviously what you probably want to do is obviously get up, well, I would say Footbin first of all. So if you want to go to Footbin, and you can check out here some of the SBC prices for that player of the month Mbappe. And from that, you'll be able to decide whether you want to go for him, essentially. I don't see why you wouldn't. You know, these, as you can see here, these lower squads are pretty easy to cheat, easily priced. Even 85 rated squad, it's only 90k. You know, you can make that really, really easy on the game this year. So I recommend maybe even just trading towards these lower squads by doing some flipping methods. So I can show you some of them in a moment. Let's just get rid of some of these ads. But if you go to the higher rated squads, you know, you're looking at actually 355,000 coins. So if you've got big rated cards in your squad that you're no longer using, I would definitely recommend putting in them to save some overall coins and the whole cost of the SBC, because that way it works for you, and you're not wasting too many coins on actual tradable players that you're gonna have to use coins on. So do that way, do it first, and then obviously any objective cards that come out, you want to be grinding towards them, and you're probably going to get them around sort of 87, 88, 89 rated now every time they come out each week. So if they're not of any interest to your squad, you can dump them in here as well. So let's just have a look at the type of player range that you would need to get, the rating wise, and see what people are using to get this done. Now, I don't know obviously if this is the cheapest method. People probably price fixing some of these cards, so you want to be double checking if there is an alternative every time. Don't just take what they have on here, because sometimes, like I said, they can be cheeky and putting in players that probably go for it more. But if we just have a look at some of the prices here and some of these cards on this hand side, you probably see Messi in there. He's at 97,000 coins. Same Lewandowski. So these cards have gone up massively, but obviously their ratings are extremely high, which helps you actually do the SBC a lot cheaper. So it may be worth using them if you wanted to. So then you could use some sort of cheaper cards in terms of some of these 86s and stuff like that. Not a bad idea, but it's completely up to you, obviously. So just work out what works for you, I would say. But that's that kind of price range of Mbappe. It's obviously a very expensive card, one that I still think you should go for. If you're kind of like me, you're on a tradable sort of road to glory, then it does make sense, because you're not going to get an Mbappe as easy as this, despite him being 2 million coins. But you've got 30 days, so if you can chip away at a squad every couple of days, you'll easily get him done by the end of the month. So yeah, he's 2.1 million coins on Xbox and 2.2 million coins on PS4. So yeah, it's one of them ones where you're thinking, well, how do I make coins to do certain squads? Now, like I said, for the lower ones, they're only sort of 80,000, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 coin squads. You can work towards them by trading and then buying the players that you need. So what I recommend doing is obviously using Footbin, go into one of these squads and just seeing the type of range of cards that you're going to need. In terms of ratings, you can see how much the cost is, and you can just basically trade to get one player at a time and kind of work it around that way. So let's just look at this squad as an example. So there's a few 83s in here. Obviously, they're really, really cheap. They're probably only about 2,000 max now, even on that 1,500. So you could make a couple of trades, buy them straight away, and get them in the squad. So you kind of see yourself moving. The inform's probably risen a little bit. 18,000 coins for an 85 inform. Don't think that's too bad. But remember, if you're playing champs, you'll get some informs from that. So it may be worth not selling them and using them in the SBC, especially if they're kind of higher rated cards, and save yourself some coins. And then, picking a league here like the Serie A, I think it's not a bad idea. Like this guy's done, relatively cheap, and you can kind of chip away at this. So obviously, let's just take an Ibrahimovic, for example. So he's 3,800 coins. So how are we going to make 3,800 coins? Well, obviously, you've got stuff in your club. So like I've got here, like positional cards. You've got contracts, you've got all stuff like that. Already from that, I've made 1,900 coins just by selling some of these sort of consumables on. So you might want to look in your club and see what you can sell there. So obviously we'll clear that straight away. And then you can obviously do some bidding methods. Obviously why player picks are out. It tends to be that the commons do go up slightly more, so you might want to check on them, see how much they're going for. So if we look at Premier League commons, let's put in, I would say 600 coins, maybe a little bit more. So okay, they're not as high as I thought they may be, but I think if you drop it to 500, they probably won't be there. Yeah, they kind of go instantly. So if you can bid on these at 350, do a sort of a quick sell on for 500, not quick sell, an actual trade or flip if you like for 300, for 500. You make yourself 150 coins. If you get 50 of them, you times that by about the 100 to 150 coins that you're going to make per card, then obviously you're going to be making 5,000 cards per sort of flip range. So that's a really sort of easy way to make 5,000 coins to get these squads done relatively easily. You can see here there's loads of cards that just don't have bids on. Picking them up, some of these up at 300 to 75s, and then obviously the rest of them you can kind of bid on at under 550 coins, not like I've just done there by accident. But yeah, there's some cards here you can bid on 450s. Certain cards will obviously go for more, some won't, but you might want to jump on these around the sort of minute mark and make some coins that way. And obviously with the informs at the moment as well, you can probably get some of these on bid as well for relatively cheap. Obviously they are needed, so on buy nows, people can't be asked to wait for them to run out as such. So if we just take Vela as an example, we know that they're rating him at about 18,500 coins on Footbin. He may be a little bit more on here because people are obviously using him in the SBC. So about 19,000 coins. We can check Carlos Vela for under 17,000 coins. Is there room for profit? We could bid on all of these around 17,000 coins and make a K or two on them for bidding early. Or you can sort of do a bit of a flipping method where you're kind of checking and backing in and backing out on the price of, 19,000 coins, and just sort of, obviously on the console it'll be easier, but jumping back in, back and forth, and try and pick one up for a relatively cheap price, and then reselling it on. So that's another way. And obviously there is the Libertadores method that a lot of people are kind of not using at the moment, and I probably think it could be a good idea. But if you go to the Lib, I don't think, is it on here? I can't actually remember if it was on here. I think it's only on console that you can search for it, which is a little bit annoying. But as an example, no, I think you can do it through here, can't you? Can you not do it over here? That's mental. You can't even search for it on here. That's crazy. Anyway, you could do special and you could just bid under 250 coins, and then any sort of silvers, like this one here, for example, this Fernandez, bid on him at 250 because he's a rare. It's the minimum cost that he would normally go for on discard, and you can look here, and the lowest is 400 coins. Not the best example, but there will be other ones that may be a bit higher rated. So perhaps this guy here. Let's just check him before we bid. So he's only 300 as well, so that's interesting. I do think, if I'm not wrong, I think the defenders relatively go a little bit more, or a bit more popular than some of the others. So actually, I think this one here, the Sudamericana, at 150, yeah, I mean, you can get him at 150, you can easily sell him on for 500 coins. So you want to be looking for sort of the higher rated 70 range cards. I think this guy here would be a good one, so I'm going to bid on him. Let's just check this centre back from Argentina at 250. He is going for around 1,000 coins. So as you can see, there's a lot of profit available on them, and even the Sudamericana ones, I think at high rated, yeah, they're around 500, 400 coins as well. So you can make coins really easy just by picking up some of these cards, just having a look at them. Normally Argentinians are ones that you want to look at, or the high rated Libertadores cards. So again, they're centre back, perfect to be able to do that. And then some of these 150s, if you can pick them up at 150, it might be worth just picking them up, even if you end up using them yourself. I think it's a good way to go down. And then obviously there's bronze rares and stuff like that, which you can pick up at 150 from sort of good nations. So you just want to be searching. So let's just go England, rares, obviously at the moment they're quite low because they're not needed, but obviously we know from the past when we've bidden on these, they go for a hell of a lot of coins when they are required in a certain SBC. And with some of the new content that's coming out, I think over the next few weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these are needed. So I think it's worth stacking some of these up in your club just in case you need them, and then you can send them off. And remember, you're preparing your club up for 30 days of working towards Kylian Mbappe. So you want to be looking at all of the SBCs that come out and constantly reselling stuff in your club that's going to enable you to buy the fodder that you need to complete him. That's why we're doing trading alongside it. That's why we're making coins. And that's how you stop to grind. Now, obviously, we haven't really spoken about the player picks. They obviously are out, not for that long. Kind of wanted to look at it without them, but I feel like if you've got 20 hours like you have here, then I think if you can get a few of these done with some of the off leagues in your club, I think untradeable cards, I think it's worth doing. And then obviously if you are doing the bidding method that I've kind of spoke about before, where you're bidding on 50 cards on the rares and picking up at 650, reselling on at 750, while putting 5 in your club and reselling 45, then that is the method you want to do, and then you could obviously get them built up really easily. I may build quite a few of them just before the new promo tomorrow, perhaps. I'm not too sure, it depends how much time I get, but it'll be good. And obviously with that as well, you're going to have Foot Champs rewards, you're going to have Rival rewards, you're going to have Squad Battle rewards that you can obviously get players from, coins from, etc. to be able to put into that Mbappe. So you've got 30 days, there's absolutely no reason why you can't complete him. But if you really want to see me grind and obviously work towards it each day, then obviously I'm more than happy to do a video on it and show you how I'm doing certain things and certain techniques that maybe are working for me that I pick up. Obviously I've run through a few today that I'll be doing, but there may be some others that come out. So if you want to see them and you want to see a series around me grinding towards Kylian Mbappe for my team, then obviously let me know in the comments below. And please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another FIFA video. Thank you and peace.